Alright, what's going on, guys? This one's going to be doing my video predictions for the second half of The Walking Dead Season 7, what I think is going to happen. Did you hear me say it anyway? Did you notice I didn't say it? I didn't say it. You heard it anyway, didn't you? I know you did. We subscribed to the channel yet? Oh boy, do I think we're getting close. We're going to war. And spoiler warning, of course, for the Walking Dead comic book series, because that's obviously what we're going to be basing the predictions on. So, very excited for this week. Got the Christmas special pretty much done for you guys. Going to release that on Saturday. So, heads up on Saturday. It's over half an hour long. It's about 35 minutes. It's an explanation of the timeline all the way through the show. So, put a lot of work into it. Check back on Saturday for you guys for Christmas Eve. And we'll have the extended video for you. So check back for that. It's a really good one. Or if you're watching this after Christmas, then check the channel. You can see it in the channel for in-depth timeline of how everything happens in terms of day-to-day throughout the whole series and a whole recap. So definitely wanted to do this one. Didn't really do the usual after the mid-season finale, Heart Still Beating, because the new promo was pretty freaking sweet. The new Rise Up promo. So I just wanted to kind of focus on that. But I've had a chance now to go through volume 19, March to War, and volumes 20, All Out War. So the question becomes, which parts are we going to see them cover in the second half of The Walking Dead Season 7, and what do they look like? So what are they going to be adapting? Which part of the series are they adapting to the TV series from the Walking Dead comic book series? So again, like I said, spoilers, because this is what it's based off of, and this is what they're going to be adapting. So we've got March to War. We've got Rick in the cover. He's got the hatchet, or the axe. Hatchet? An axe. We've got Jesus, and we've got Ezekiel here. So as we know that we saw from the Rise Up promo, part of it is going to be, of course, near the beginning, probably episode 9 and 10 roughly. We're going to be seeing the group go to the hilltop, meet Ezekiel, give him the proposition that they want to fight back against Negan and the Saviors. Richard has already been bugging everybody, taking everybody's ear and trying to talk them into it already. So he's obviously going to love Rick and love the others because of what they're bringing to them and what they have to offer and what they have to tell Ezekiel. So I'm thinking that will take place episode 9, episode 10 roughly. And of course, the character with the boots has got to come in at some point. We've done a lot of videos discussing that. You can check them out on the channel. Is the person with the boots Morales? Could it be Dwight? Could it be somebody from the Oceanside? Is it a male or female? Kind of looks female from the hands. So check out all those videos if you guys want to see. I'm sure that character is going to come into play in this half. I'm sure that they'll probably get at least an episode or two somewhere in there within the first few episodes of the second half to come into the story. We also see the group most likely going to be encountering the junk, people are calling them garbage pail kids. I don't know why. Junkyard people. So apparently there's some group that lives in a junkyard, and we don't know if they're friendly or not. So far they seem to be probably villains. So we'll see how that goes. We can see the Rick with the Demogorgon, as people called it out, the zombie with all the spikes on it and everything from the Upside Down, right? Somebody made that joke, and I thought that was really clever. I was like, oh, it does look like a Demogorgon. If you guys have seen Stranger Things, if you haven't, you have no idea what I'm talking about. That's cool too. But check out Stranger Things. Good series too. First season was incredible. So you see that, and you see him, and he's kind of looking at like super zombie. It looks to me like something you'd see in a junkyard person put together, because they got all this crap everywhere, like cars and all this different stuff. So obviously that group has to come into play sometime during the second half. I'm thinking it'll probably be to space the season out within the first few episodes, maybe episodes, the second or the third or fourth episode of the second half, something like this. Of course, we're going to see the group from the Kingdom encounter, as we saw in the promo, the group that's been coming to them from the Saviors and getting the pickups. So I'm thinking that Rick and the others, or somebody from the Kingdom, there should be at least an episode there dealing with that group and having, our kind of resistance kill them, probably kill them all, most likely. And we do see Rick in the car at one point. He's like chasing. So is he chasing after them? Did one of them get away or something? Don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But, some skirmishes here and there throughout the second half of the season, which should be pretty exciting because, Rick and Daryl are kind of back at it. They got their mojo back. They're ready to kill, saviors again, which is going to be really cool. And we have some good stuff in this one. So March to War actually does include the death of Spencer. So the mid-season finale, and what we see in the mid-season finale is part of March to War. So we're already about halfway through this volume. So we have the other half, and then we get into All Out War. So I'm thinking it could be kind of tricky. Like, how are they going to do the second half season without starting All Out War, without the war starting? Like, how are they going to stretch half of this into 8 episodes without getting into this at all? So I feel like somehow they've got to get into All Out War at least a little bit in this half, even though it makes sense that you could have like the first half of season 8 be All Out War Part 1 and the second half of season 8 be All Out War Part 2. I feel like we've got 8 episodes, unless they slow it down like crazy and they do all kinds of bottle stuff again, which hopefully they freaking don't do because people will be seriously pissed. They've got to somehow get into All Out War at least a little bit. So they've at least got to go after some of the groups. Maybe you could see one of Negan's lieutenants like Simon get into it with them, and maybe they could kill off Simon in the mid-season finale, something like that. Stephen Ogg. Because I could see him being like a season character or a couple season characters, something like that. Some big deaths from Negan's side for sure, and also from Rick's side as well too. Even though we just saw the death of Spencer, so we probably won't get one for a little while. So there is a part afterwards in this version. After Spencer is killed, Negan kind of shows up, but he doesn't have that many people with him. He only brings about 8 guys with him. And when Rick gets back, finds out Spencer is dead, Rick goes after him because he's already discussed in the comic book version with Ezekiel and Jesus, and he knows they're going to go after Negan. So he tells Andrea in the comics, he's not leaving here alive, which is this part right here. See the dark part? Tells her that Negan's not leaving here alive. And they go after him, and it's a pretty exciting sequence. It's one of the most exciting, actually, that we'll probably see. Andrea starts sniping, so we don't know who in the TV series will take that, be it Michonne or be it Sasha or something. And Rick goes after Negan, and he goes to shoot him, and you see the blam. And this is pretty good. Again, spoilers for comics, guys. And what happened is, actually, you're under the impression that Rick just shot and killed Negan. But actually what happened is Rick's hand gets shot here. So is this kind of been adapted for Rosita's part? I mean, I don't really think so. I would think that, they would have Negan come back in the second half to Alexandria, and we could see this whole thing play out again, because there's another part where Andrea is sniping, and one of the saviors finds her sniping. And it's a pretty intense fight sequence between the two. It's a fight to the death, and it's also done very cleverly. In that part, actually, Lucille does get shot. So that's kind of already been sort of adapted as well, too, right? If you think about it, Lucille did get shot by Rosita, sort of. So it's kind of like they've kind of already done some of this. So we'll have to see how much they remix it and how much they do with it. But they have not dealt with, really, the fight sequence between Andrea and this random savior when one of them gets thrown out of the tower. Now, we'll have to see in the TV series how that goes, because the tower got knocked down, didn't it? I don't know if they've repaired that. I haven't actually thought about that. I'll have to look into that and see. You guys can write your comments below if you know. Is the tower standing now? Did they repair it after the events of JSS in season 6 when it, or after that, when it it's flattened, it falls over and then causes no way out in the TV series version. So I'll have to see how they adapt all this. But there's some pretty crucial fights here with Andrea and that, and some pretty exciting sequences. And pretty much what it comes down to is Negan has them all kneeling again. Rick is thinking they're screwed, and they're gonna, at least a couple of them are gonna get absolutely Lucille to death and smoked. And then basically what happens is Jesus comes in and he saves them. Jesus saves Rick and the others. Negan gets away barely. Shiva shows up with Ezekiel, starts biting some dudes and stuff like this. So this could be a very exciting sequence to see adapted. Michonne, which is our TV series version of Andrea, is, Andrea's like half dead here, but she survived. She actually beat the guy. But we haven't seen this part, at least that part of it, adapted really to where the groups kind of all come in and kind of counter Negan like that. So we haven't seen that yet. So I'm thinking that's probably going to take place in this half. It'd be a good thing to use for like a season finale. I think could be pretty exciting to see, the start of it, and then maybe the season end with Negan's big swinging dick speech, which is freaking wicked and awesome, and I can't wait to see him do that. Really funny. We're the big swinging dick of this world, have been for a long fucking time. But it seems people are forgetting that. So now our big swinging dick is going to swing harder and faster until we take off like a motherfucking helicopter and blow all these motherfuckers away. And then all the saviors look at each other like, what is he talking about? And he says, sigh, we're going to war. So that would be a great moment to end the season at, man, and then start all out war. But there's got to be more. Like, they've got to put something else in it. So either they fill out this half like crazy and they just use that, which I really hope they don't do, or they actually use some parts of all out war in it, and they just extend it and they have more skirmishes back and forth in the TV series version between all the different groups and Negan and everybody. So that's what I'm thinking we're going to see adapted in the TV series version. We're going to see something pretty exciting for Negan coming to visit. Jesus and Ezekiel in the Kingdom coming when Rick fights back again, because Rick hasn't really fought back since he was broken in. So we got to see Rick start to fight back against Negan. Negan get away barely, but have a really exciting exchange between it where it's really close, and everybody ends up getting away except for red shirts, right? And Negan knows at that point that the Hilltop, the Kingdom, and Alexandria have all joined together and are going to fight back against him. So that's what I'm thinking most likely we're going to see as like our season finale, unless they bring that in earlier and then they start getting into the all-out war stuff, or they just add in a totally new group, which takes up like half the second half of the season. Either way, February 12th is a return date. I'm thinking it should be a way better half than the first half. It should be really exciting, and getting to see kind of all these different back and forth battles and the fighting and the start to all-out war again should be really good. Let's hope it has good pacing. Let's hope we do get into some all-out war later on this season, and but we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to see how it all gets adapted and how it all turns out. You guys can write your predictions below. How many episodes do you think we're going to see with this garbage gang, this this new group of possible villains or allies? Do you think we'll see the Oceanside again? Do you think we'll see Negan come for a visit, Rick kind of plan it out and then attack back and then have it not work and then have the others come and save him, like a back and forth, and then eventually the big swinging dick speech? I can't see how they couldn't use that speech as the finale, like final moment from Negan, because that's just so wicked. I can't wait to see that. So write your comments below. Let me know what you guys think. Check back, of course, Saturday. Be tomorrow probably when you're watching this, so Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas, guys. Happy holidays. I hope you liked this predictions video. You guys can write your predictions for the second half of The Walking Dead Season 7 below, and check back tomorrow for the special. That's it for this video, guys. Please thumb it up below. Please don't forget to share, favorite, and if you're new and you want to subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this one. See you guys again soon. It's Trev. I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See ya.